Hello, welcome to the first episode of season 2 of TORQUAYTALK. I'm joined by Dom.
Hello, mate. You're right.
Yeah, Tom.
Hi, guys. You're right.
Chris.
Evening, guys. Nice to see you.
Yeah, and we are talking about the new signings. Where should we start? Anyone want to start off with anyone as such?
Are we doing one at a time, are we?
Yeah, should we start with, let's go for Loney. Let's go for on loan from Cardiff. Let's go for Evans on loan from Cardiff. Any information, any thoughts? I'm buzzing about that. I think he's going to be ridiculously good, personally.
Good signing, I think.
Has anyone seen him yet? That's the difficulty, isn't it? But
I think
they all look good on YouTube.
Yeah.
From what I can tell, he's scored a few goals in the youth team, so he could be, he could be chipping in for us this season. He played 5 or 6 times for Cardiff last year, so they obviously rate him quite highly.
That enough is to say, it's not just like 20 minutes off the bench, is it? It's like in one game. It's like, no, you play for. I think he had an injury as well, which stopped his. I
think he went to Linfield.
Yeah, he done like Linfield.
They were doing so well, he didn't actually get a game for him, which must have been quite frustrating. But yeah, no, he's potentially could be a good one. You're never quite sure with these young kind of midfielder wingers who come down. Can they handle the change in physicality, all that lot? But
he's got a whole season to do it, hasn't he? He's got a whole season at the end of the day. And I think it's a great coup, to be honest, by the sounds of it on paper.
It's reassuring when you get a player saying that as soon as they heard Torquay were interested, that was it. That's where he wanted to go. And promising young talent by the looks of it. And fingers crossed he delivers the good this season. But that was in the works for a while, wasn't it? Behind the scenes on social media. So that one was probably the least surprising one to come through.
Well, I think these guys have got this season. The people did have last year less pressure. I think last year we were second, weren't we? We pushed to go up. This year we're mid-table, and so the pressure to do better than that is, it's not quite so bad. You can build on mid-table, can't you? As last season they all kind of they felt it, didn't they?
I think
as well with players like him as well. Sometimes you can look at it one or two ways depending on how your mentality on these things. Because you think, he's good enough to play 5 or 6 games in the Championship, kind of a year ago. That's good. Or you can look at it and think, okay, well, in which case then, why the hell a year later is he playing for us?
I would think that.
So is there something behavioural to go with it as well? Maybe, who knows? I don't know. But I mean, again, on paper, he looks like a sort of player you want around, doesn't he?
It's the first episode, Chris, so we've got to keep positive. So
no, absolutely. I'm absolutely.
No, I do agree.
The only thing that worries me slightly is that all of them appear to bang free kicks in from 30 yards, judging from the YouTube highlights. So when that doesn't happen, it's going to be really disappointing.
I did say that to somebody the other day. The highlights, they all look good, don't they?
Yeah, no, I do agree that with I think a lot of it is location, Gary Johnson, and just it's like, right, you want to go and toughen a player up, and get him that sort of match-wise sort of stuff. Obviously, there's probably our League 2 moves. He's going to hopefully go to National League where they think he's going to be a star, build his confidence. Because Reece Healey was on loan from Cardiff. Was he on loan from Cardiff?
Yeah.
And that was on the Gary Hours in an awful team, and he's now playing for Toulouse. So you're going to go then hopefully star. You're learning under Gary Johnson, who who's been there, done it. Again, locations not too far. And you look at some of the players that have come. We're a developing club now. We're going to it more, but with all these signings, I'm really positive. It's not like when we had the Bristow's and Buckles in charge, where we could get what Stockport and all those teams have done last year, and like Nottingham doing now. We can get players 28, 29 in their peak, but it's important to get players that are around the same age range for me, and we're getting a crop of players that are 22 to 24 roughly, who have had played men's football, unlike last season with a lot of them. They've played men's football, and now they're ready to settle down and kick on in their careers. I think it's important to have a core of players that are all at the similar stage, which is why the Buckle team was so successful, because they were all at the late 20s, ready just at their peak, really.
I think the word we'll keep saying on this is potential, isn't it?
Yes.
Potentially they can be good for us, and that's up to us to make it work, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think also what I like to see as well is that there's a few people got hung up about the fact we've signed quite a lot of these players from poor sides from last season. But if you look at, Jarvis maybe slight aside because he's played higher up the leagues, but you look at McGavin and you look at Hansen, they've played pretty much a full season of football in the National League, and that makes knowing what to expect makes a big difference.
I think that's crucial. I as soon as I saw it, and they haven't just like played for them, they've started, especially Hansen. He looks really good. Like he looks ready to kick on. That's the sort of player I want Torquay to sign. We're a developing club.
He didn't just play for them, did he? He also captained them last season.
21-22. That's ridiculous.
And we paid a fee for him, for goodness sake. That's unbelievable. But he strikes you. I mean, he looks like a good player, doesn't he? But he also looks like kind of as close as a like for Armani that you'd probably get.
Yeah.
Combative, puts his foot in, wins the ball, sprays it around, scores a goal, competes. So I mean, he again on paper, all of this is on paper. He does look everything you want in the middle of midfield alongside Asa and Laps. And
we need players who are going to get stuck in next season. We were probably a bit too nice last year, weren't we? You need a bit more competitive.
I think we've definitely almost like completed the central midfield now, really, haven't we? Because we've got Laps, the two new lads, and Hall. Does that mean Hall's like fourth choice, sort of always? Is he going to be more of a centre back this season, as we discussed?
He might still start the season. It wouldn't surprise me if he still started in midfield. But I don't expect he'll play more than 20-25 games with these.
That is a really strong central midfield, though. Like really strong. Before on paper, that looks really good. And that McGalvin, we saw his goal. He's got a lot of developing he'll have, but that goal against us for Kings Lynn was ridiculous.
An absolute worldie that was. Yeah.
Well, you were there for that, weren't you, Tom? Yeah, you were there.
It was fantastic goal. He was probably one of the standout players for Kings Lynn that day. We didn't play particularly great.
What's the score like though? Was it 2-1 win, 3-1 win or something?
3-2, wasn't it?
Yeah. 3-2. So right back, we've signed a promising someone who immediately was England under 17s, wanted by Man United and Benfica, and now he's getting up the door and he's at Seal Haynes. So
I'm not sure I want people to keep saying that you were linked to Man U, Benfica. He probably wants to keep that a little low. Just give him a chance to settle in and see how he does.
He's only played one men's football game.
He's only played, very
I think we played in the EFL Cup. Was it the League Cup or was it the Johnson? Well, I still call it the Johnson Paint Trophy, but clearly not.
As Chris said earlier, it'll be interesting to see why he's gone down to our level because there'll be reasons, won't there? His defensive positioning might be a bit off, or his tactics.
You can see it being similar to Dan Martin. Dan Martin.
I think he'll need schooling.
I think as well, something that I've been thinking over the last few days is, certainly when you look at some of the social media reactions, isn't always that rational, is that actually when you forget, I think you forget that people like, your Winters and your Camerons and your McDonalds, Dom tried to argue with me, not Whitfield. I get the point a little bit, but fundamentally, these were all people that had bottomed out of clubs, academies, whatever age they are, and hence why they ended up playing for Torquay. Whitfield was a good player. But there was a reason why he ended up playing for us. So, and they weren't the players that they were when they left us, when they joined us. They were they had the untapped potential of your McGavins and your Crows and people like that. So, this is just the next round, I guess.
I think the trouble is patience is quite thin, isn't it? When do we want to go up to the...
People are so reactionary as well.
5 years ago.
We want to go up this season, don't we? That's the trouble. I mean, Cameron came good after a year or two. So did Winter. They took time, didn't they?
But I think these are better standard. The thing is, Cameron and Winter, have they ever played? They've played a few on loan, but these lads like Hansen's played full season.
I'm prepared to give them the patience, but it's the Yellow Army, and we want results, don't we? That's the trouble. So it's going to be difficult. They'll need a settling in period, won't they?
So the striker, Aaron Giles, obviously, it's so easy to go, he hasn't scored 50 goals in 10 games last season, he's going to be rubbish. But I mean, he's 24. He really showed promise at Basingstoke years ago. Luton signed him. Didn't work at Scunthorpe. Scunthorpe players wrote him off. Fans have wrote him off. Fair enough. But at the end of the day, it's a fresh start. All I will keep saying, and I've said a lot of times, is Tim Sills. Was it Oxford before he joined us?
Yeah, I think so.
Did not do anything. I was good at Aldershot, but Oxford, it did not work for him at all. I'm getting stats up. So, and he was a target man. And I remember a few people going, I remember people talking of it. I think even Tim Still said, Christ, we've got him in his first game against Grays and that. People going, why have we got this guy up front? So, but he's a Johnson striker. He's 24. He's, seems a good attitude, sort of willing to come down, ready to sort of make it now professionally. this his highlight reel showed his 2 goals.
He's a guy that needs confidence.
Yeah, he needs confidence. He'll need confidence. Yeah. Well, the first time I first saw 24. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, no disrespect to Scunthorpe, but they were pretty terrible, weren't they, last year? Especially that second half of the season. I don't think they won a game, did they, this year? No. Or maybe one. But, you know, we've experienced it in the past, haven't we? You know, you just can't get any form going and you get relegated.
And then the players that leave you, all of a sudden are amazing at another team. You're like, what? So, you know, Tim Sills scored 1 goal and 13 for Oxford. And then so it's 2 in 36 for Hereford before he joined us.
I think the difference with Tim Sills, he was an established non-league player, wasn't he? He was confident, you know.
Yeah, of course. He'd done it out of the shot,
This guy would need time to sort of build his confidence up, I think. In his own words, he said, I'm happy to link up play, get involved. You know, he didn't say, I'm going to score goals. He said, you know, let me work with the team and see what I can do. But yeah, Gary Johnson can make him, you know, into a player, can't he?
I think the beauty and the beast at the start of this new season is going to be. I think there's a lot of new players. There's going to be basically a blank canvas, not quite, but as good as. And I think it does take time, and you do need to settle in. You do need it, but ultimately, you could probably argue it was the first 10 games that knackered last season.
Yeah.
So if we have a slow start, you can kind of mirror it, and then come the end of the season, you might be kind of thinking, well, hang on, it was just like the same as last season. So everyone wants to start
in everybody's minds at the moment. We don't want to start too slowly, but I mean, if we start okay and we're in the top 10 after
pre-season's important,
that'll be all right.
Pre-season's important, not so much results. Pre-season doesn't matter results-wise, but just getting like the rhythm going into the season, which we didn't obviously have last season.
Well, we'll actually have one this season, which I suppose is a start. Compared to last season, the preparation will be something vaguely close to normal, which will be a massive difference on last year.
So what do we... Go on, Tom.
I was going to say, you'd like to think this time round, Gary's had the chance to actually have a look at some of these players and get time to make his own evaluations on them compared to last, the season, a couple of seasons ago, where we literally lost the playoff final and then 3 weeks later, back into pre-season we go.
And then kind of shoving players in and being like, right, I hope you do the job, if that makes sense. So what do we need? So we also need a lot of players still. Another goalkeeper, obviously a real first team goalkeeper. Will Halstead be given a chance again? If he has a promising pre-season, will Gary be going?
To Halstead?
Yeah. I'm not saying I want this at all, but I'm just suggesting.
I don't like to rule players out, but what do you think, Tom?
I think...
Or is he trying
I think there is a good goalkeeper there. Again, it's that sort of confidence issue that you saw it last season, how he just wouldn't come out for any crosses.
Oh, he's horrific that season.
Yeah,
towards the end.
Yeah, but then that's the end of the season, nothing to play for, so there's no pressure on that. I do think you need. I think I said in the last one of these before the season ended, I said I think he's a good number 2 keeper to have round. Yeah. But who knows? Again, this season it looks like it's going to be a clean slate. I've
learned in football to never rule out anything. Being a football fan, I mean, I just think it's how is he playing it? Like how does Gary Johnson play? Is it like you've got a goalkeeper on number 1? Is he going right? I'm signing another keeper. You're going to be a number 1, or I'm signing another keeper. You're going to be number 2. But if he has another bad 5 games, which again I'm not suggesting, then you're going to be the keeper. How does he work? Does he sign number 2 or number 1?
It wouldn't surprise me if he brings 2 keepers in and Halstead goes out on loan.
Something like that.
I've heard whispers that Halstead doesn't want to stay as a number 2 necessarily.
No, I've heard the same whispers. Yeah. So
I guess it also depends on what's available.
Yeah.
Because you can only sign what's available, can't you? If there's nothing that is a best or B number 1.
I'd chuck some of our best money at a goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's the most crucial position. It's the most crucial because that embeds the whole defence then if you've got a good keeper. Because it's not McDonald's, Winter, Lewis, they're all gone now. You need a keeper that's going to start a new relationship.
He's not found a club yet, though, has he? He's not found a club yet. Never say never.
Or option 3. Option 3 in a dream world is Johnson just like because Exeter do that thing, don't they? Where they I read somewhere where they literally just have keepers on trial and will sign one a week before the season. So apparently, I don't know. I literally read that online, but is he going right? I'm not going to sign another keeper yet, just in case Sean doesn't sign a club. But I'm sure that's just a dreamland. I'm sure that's not going to happen.
But the thing with Halstead was, he was a number 2 keeper pretty much his whole career, and last season was his big chance to really establish himself at the club and make himself a number 1.
Is he going like, right, if I'm going to be number 2, can I just go up north from there where I'm from? I don't want to just be a number 2 down here.
If we have realistic ambitions of finishing in the playoffs this season, is Mark Halstead the guy you want between the sticks? Do you trust that he's going to be able to put the performances in to?
You'd probably say no. Season, no chance.
But I guess mentality is key, isn't it, with goalkeeping as well? When you've got a young goalkeeper who's got his career in front of him, who can learn from an experienced goalkeeper, play some games here and there, and it's all part of your development. I guess that's different to being his age, where what is he, 30, 31 now. Yeah. Where he needs to be playing. Number 2 and sitting and taking your money and watching someone else play as a keeper at that age is probably not what you want to be doing.
Well, especially when he looks back at his career, he's going to want to end his career on a high at the end of the day. He's not going to end it like, I've had a bad spell at Torquay and then I'm just going to be number 2, 3 local league or something. He's going to want to, he's 31 now. He's going to want to leave a club on a high. He's not going to, and come back from that.
We'll see, won't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is an awkward one.
Some centre-backs a big good idea at some point as well.
Yeah, it would help.
Well, somebody suggested on social media today Asa Hall might drop back with Dean Moxey and Ali Omar, but
we need
that might be one of the slowest defences I've ever seen play.
A little bit slow on the turn. I guess as well, it will depend. It'll depend on the formation as well, won't it? Because think how good Asa looked in a 3 at home in the game against Wrexham played more last season, but would you want him in a 4 as a centre back?
Not really, no.
Definitely no, you would. And I don't. Again, I could be completely wrong, but I don't think Johnson wants to play a 3.
No,
I think he did it last year because we had no choice.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think it was just he just didn't have a choice. I think he wants to play a 4-4-1-1.
Martin and Dylan Crow do look like wing backs ready-made, so I don't know. It would surprise me.
I think is Martin a good enough left back in a 4 defensively?
I don't know, but he's only left back we're going to play probably, and Dean is there centre back, won't he? So
yeah, I noticed Lewis Kinsella was missing football on Twitter again earlier, so
I have got that.
That hasn't gone away, has it? I miss football.
No offers yet, then.
Wow, clearly not.
Yeah.
There'll be more coming. There'll be more coming in. There'll be more coming in, won't there? As the pre-season goes on. I hope we don't sort of leave it too late. You want to sort of have an idea, not relatively straight away into pre-season, but definitely maybe 3-4 games into pre-season. You want to have some sort of idea how you want to play, what players you think. So it'd be an interesting few weeks, I think. Hopefully.
It's nice we've got the ball rolling, so that's the main thing. Obviously, it's been well documented, but the players that have left, I mean, we're all, Lewis is the one that's going to hit me the most. I'm not going to lie, out of all of them, because all of them are great. On my list, I'm delighted that he's gone League One. He deserves that. Again, winter, we knew he's going London. Bit disappointed he's gone Barnet, but it's London move, so we knew why he was doing that. He wasn't going, right, I'm going to go to League One. He was just going, no, I need to move my family back to London. And then, Joe Lewis, brilliant move to Stockport that I've just backed them so much to go back up again. But
don't cry, Sam. Don't cry.
He's got competition. He's got competition. I'm close. He's got competition at Stockport, though. Is he going to start?
Yes.
To
be honest, I've got no issue with any of them. Like I said at the end of last season, for me, it's always about where they go. And 3 of them are going to the Football League. Okay, well, good luck to you then, because we had our shot and didn't do it. So good luck to him. Wint sticks in your throat a little bit, and you can quite better than that, can you? But logic says Barnet won't be as bad again because they've been terrible for 2 or 3 years.
Just because it's also geographical, isn't it?
But it's all geographical. It's all geographical.
He was brutally honest.
Fair enough. He was never going to end up at Morecambe somewhere, was he? I mean, it was always.
I thought he was going to go Southampton.
He wasn't going to pull a. He wasn't going to pull a, what was it, Carriol. He wanted to go to London and ended up in Middlesbrough. Yeah. But it's interesting, as we said before, it's interesting because, we've watched him, for 4 years and, could he play in the Football League, in my opinion? Absolutely he could. But as we've also said before, if you went and watched a Torquay game and you were a scout, would you go, oh, crikey, he was good? And I don't know you would necessarily. He is to us because we see it every week and that level is high every week. But
I don't know
so many
who'd kind of grab your attention.
There's only so many clubs. That's the thing we always like put like ourselves down. Like, oh, there's like other teams they can go for. But there's only so many clubs and players that they can go and places they can go.
He's not particularly showy, is he? All round, if you ticked his, he's not
particularly
big. Yeah. He's not particularly strong or fast. He's just a good, solid player. He's not going to, as Chris said, you're not going to walk out playing or go, right, sign that chap up. You'd probably say, well, Joe Lewis, he's the one
I am going to miss saying, a good 7, 8 out of 10 game on the power rankings that season.
You'll have to find someone else to say that about, Sam.
Yeah.
Keelan O'Connell, maybe.
We're winning every game this season, Sam. Anyway,
as soon as the season starts, it'll be as soon as one of them's on the bench, it'll be like, oh, come back to play more. You're wasted up there. That's what happens, isn't it?
When's Reed signing?
Exactly.
When the fixtures come out is when I always think is when it starts to get a bit real. You can start planning a few things and visualizing things. So yeah, Wednesday at 9 a.m. is when it's all going to start.
When I'm going to realise how many games I'm missing in the holiday because of holidays. I'm damn.
It's going to be
big time.
It's going to be. Are you going to Buckland?
No, I can't offer Buckland for work. I hope you go to Exmouth though next week.
Okay.
No, you're doing the Exmouth ones. I'm doing Buckland because it's just up the road for me. So, and that's going to be fun. And I'll probably I'll do one big one. That's what I'll do the Plymouth one. Because got work mates are going, they're Plymouth fans, so they're going there and I'm going mine. So, yes.
It's been a long pre-season this year, a long post-season. Because last year it was about a month we were back in action, weren't we? But this year it feels like it's gone on forever.
Yeah. Anything would have felt longer compared to last year, though, would it, in fairness?
I've just missed talking over you. That's what I've missed. That's why it's felt so long.
Absolutely. I mean, and there's no doubt that in the first power ranking, Sean McDonald will be top, in my opinion.
Still top. Keelan second.
I suppose I've got to make all the new graphics, haven't I?
What are the ambitions for you guys this season? Do you think playoffs are
around the playoffs? I would like. The up and around. Basically, how we ended the season from the last, let's say from January, really. How, when we just sort of decent form, we could be in the playoffs or maybe just outside it. That's what I think. Obviously, promotion. We want promotion, but just to have a bit of excitement, not just for the last 20 games, just for the whole season. Be like, we could be around there this year. We've got a good footballing team. That's my ambitions. What about you lot?
I mean, the aim for me is around 6th to 8th place. Be around that kind of area, and also have a decent cup run. I mean, win some matches, get some money in the coffers.
FA trophy, can't wait.
I
think the aim has to be to win the league, or because why are you bothering if it's not?
I agree.
I think but of course the problem is winning the league is the only thing that gets you up in this division, isn't it? So, and if it's not that, but I mean, I don't know. You can compare anything to last season because this is so different. This is not, what are we talking? Such a small handful of players. I don't know if last season really means anything. It doesn't anymore. The supporters and the coaching staff that were there, who kind of hopefully will not repeat, the same, mistakes, if you like, challenges we had last year. But this is such a different group of players that I don't know you can necessarily compare anything.
Yeah, fresh. They haven't got a playoff hangover. There's
and then Tom can tell us we're going to win the league.
Yes, we're going to win it by 20 points.
Because we've got Gary Johnson.
Easy. We've got Gary, exactly.
You got Gary Johnson. That's what I keep telling myself. Every day I wake up.
I think that's the main thing, isn't it? If it was another manager, you think, oh no.
Yeah.
We could be 16th to 18th here, but with Gary, you always feel like you're going to have a good season. I'm
sad, I just think we've got Gary Johnson. No, it's in life,
Yeah.
I think there's still one final hurrah in Gary Johnson before he decides to call it a day.
Yeah, he's loving it still. You can just tell he loves the preseason. He loves getting the players together. What do you do once you retire if it was a football manager? You're just like,
I wonder how much longer he's got in it though, because when you get to what is he, 67?
Yeah,
it's a pretty intense. Mentally, I guess as much as anything. I guess especially when you don't live locally like he. So I guess there's a bit more travelling in it for him as well.
Especially when it's Torquay, where you have to do so much work, don't you? It's not like he's got many assistants to call on one guy.
I do agree that you get the impression he's kind of got. He's kind of almost not going to go until he's done it, type of thing. But clearly that's a pretty big ambition. But I mean, what's his contract? Just this year, I think.
We didn't know that he signed a new one. That's the thing. I thought it was out last season, but the club keeps that stuff secret. We don't even know the contract.
Why would fans need to know that? I mean,
yeah, why would fans need to know the contract details of new players? Why do we need a kit?
Yeah.
Why do we need to know when we're not at night?
We don't.
Torquay United partnered with MI5, isn't it?
Yeah. Why do we need to know why our owners are getting done for greyhounds stuff? You know, we don't. That's fine.
Keep it to yourself, isn't it?
I mean, I get the kind of keeping the injury stuff quieter during the season. I get that because you probably don't want to, advertise who's available, who's not available. But equally, from a fan's perspective, it is a little bit frustrating at times, isn't it?
I really hope this is this needs to be the season where we break our injury duck, because I swear for the last
we did last season.
The injuries have been.
We did last season. We just rubbish anyway, so we didn't. I think last season there wasn't anything that stuck out, but after it was like it's fine.
Well, we must be due a season where just we have no injuries whatsoever, or at least just something. Maybe someone having a week off, but that's no more than that.
I don't think it's entirely consequential that it's Gary Johnson's in charge, because he does push them hard.
You say we do say this, but at the end of the day, we didn't have many injuries last season. Carl Cameron had a bad hamstring injury. Then he had cancer. And Whitfield had a bad injury as well, and they were not managed by Gary Johnson.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I take single figures in hamstring injuries. That's the first. Got to be the first time.
We only had a couple last season, didn't we? Had one little one, and then Moxie played.
Danny Wright repeatedly.
I mean, Danny Wright. I don't think he's in his own.
I don't think we could complain too much. We just didn't have a big enough squad to cover it. Did
we? He was very good in a lot of places. So it was like,
and it was nice to see Ace's face in one piece on the website as well. The
after
other day.
GBH by a Chesterfield player.
Yeah, he said he had to have it rebroken to have it set in the right way. I'm not sure I like the idea of that.
No. Made it tough stuff anyway. So made it tough stuff.
He looks as lovely as ever, I thought. So
yeah, same. Yeah,
he's ready to go.
Is his hair growing back?
No.
He's had it cut again, looking sharp.
Yeah.
Sure, then I'm not sure. I have to see.
They actually don't look old. He's 35 and it's like 24 still. And like Dean Moxey's like what 36, 37 almost. And he's just like it's like 20. It's like ridiculous. So they're more.
I'm not sure they tell you their legs feel that age again.
True. But, that's true. But they look like the
Dean Moxey's like, I'll move back to centre back now. I'm ready.
Yeah. I'm not doing all that running up and down. Forget that.
I'm done.
Yeah. Who do you guys think we're going to get first game?
One of the 23 teams, isn't there? Yeah, we get to the way again.
Yeah, okay.
London away. Speaking personally, so I'm around the first couple of weeks, and then I'm away for a couple of weeks. So yeah, I'd say
I'm away the first couple.
Yeah, somewhere London away would be nice.
Yeah,
something like that.
Usually get Solihull early, don't we?
I'm away the first two games, like the first Saturday and the weekend. Probably like Tuesday night, wasn't it? And then around the bank holiday at the end. So I'm hoping that I don't miss a cracker. But
to be honest, I always think it's more games you don't want than on days you know you won't be able to go to games than games you do want. There's certain dates that I know I won't be able to go to. So I'm thinking, certainly there's a couple of midweeks.
It's going to be Wrexham at home first
midweek games in there.
And I'm just going to be like leaving my holiday, and I'm like, enjoy your holiday day. I'm just back home for a day, and then I'm back up. So. Yeah,
if it is Wrexham at home, that'd probably be a good shout for TV coverage anyway. So you might be all right if that's
imagine that, yeah.
But
I honestly think it will be Gateshead first. I think they'll try and get the long ones over and done with quite early.
Because we did have
the
clubs don't have a say though, do they?
No,
it's just a computer that goes. There you go, pretty much, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, I imagine so. Yeah.
They've signed a keeper now, Gateshead, so Sean Mack's not going to be playing for them. So
come on, Sean. You know it makes sense, Sean. Come back, Sean. You know it makes sense.
Every time a club signs a keeper, I'm like, yes, that's another one good.
Tick another one off.
Oh yeah, I interviewed Sean McDonald on the other podcast, and he was one of the most friendliest people, as you'd expect, I've met. So
that was a great interview.
Thank you. And they've done like literally.
You love him or Joe Lewis more?
It's McDonald more now because
really?
He was very nice to me, and he laughed at a couple of my very bad jokes.
Oh wow!
So I'll go for McDonald, but but before Zoom kicks us out, because we haven't upgraded in Talkie Talk HQ yet for Zoom Premium.
Please donate below. Donate to help out.
Yeah, and you couldn't get it working at the beginning, Sam.
Yeah. And my camera wasn't turning on yet. And so
I can't take my eye off Chris's light thing on the right. I just really can't.
Nice, isn't it? Look at that lit. It's beautiful, isn't it? Look at that lit. Lovely. It's that is my daughter's fault. It's not my choice, but maybe that's the new away kit.
Could be
puce and pink, maybe.
In then.
Stripes.
Chris is in.
Be nice, wouldn't it?
Chris is in the know.
Yeah.
My neighbour literally works for ProDirect. So maybe I might go and be in the know and say what's going on. So
you know everything. You know everybody, you do, don't you?
Yeah.
Even I can tell him it's Puma because Gary had one on at training.
Yeah.
Have you not looked? Yeah, that's the obvious way to announce it. Come on.
Yeah. But yeah, so thanks for watching episode 1 of season 2 of Talky Talk. This will be a full season, this one, because we obviously started the last one for you. Let us know what you think about the sign-ins and all that. And hopefully, we'll do another one. We'll wait for a few more sign-ins, maybe a few pre-season games. Basically, we beat Buckland 2-0 on Friday night, and I'll be saying we win the league. And we'll do another one then. So,
okay, fair.
You know.
Full return.
Thanks for joining us, you three, and nice to see you again. Thanks for watching.